let's talk about anger issues or rage control. As a kid, I had extreme anger issues, rage control issues. I was always getting suspended from school. Didn't uh, didn't have any outlets or way to release my anger besides going to church or to school. Didn't really talk about it much at home. When I would get home, if I got suspended from school, it would be preparing for a butt whooping or something like that. Uh, I did not have uh, an outlet like most children need. When I was in school, I wasn't allowed to go outside, run around and play. I didn't do any extracurricular activities until what I got to high school. But when in the summertime, I could run around, play. There were different rules and restrictions on who I could go and play with and all this other stuff. But getting back to the anger issues, uh, I guess the excuse was people use my birth sign as a Taurus. That, oh, you're the raging bull, you're the bull in the china shop, and I don't think that that's necessarily it. I just did not have any leadership or guidance to be able to express my anger, rage, or feelings. I grew up in a household full of women. Did not have my father in my life. Did not have adequate male figures in my life. It was a struggle and a journey to be able to figure out or define what a man is. And as I usually talk about a lot of the times, Tyler Durden from the movie Fight Club asked, "Is that what a man looks like?" And that got me to ask the question of, I am am I developing into a man? What do I think a man is? How should a man act and respond to certain situations that would make him angry? So once I started asking that question, it gave me the opportunity to think in the situation, not after the fact of, oh, why am I responding in this way? I would have a more clearer, logical mind in the moment instead of having to wait until later, risk getting in trouble, risk having to apologize to someone. Which now I usually don't apologize to anyone because I try my hardest to keep consistent on what it is that I'm doing, how I'm interacting with people, how I treat people, and I do my best not to blow off the handle. I at times have internal dialogue trying to process all of the anger and aggression that I have, and then figure out a way how to healthily get that anger and frustration out. Usually, well, for since 2003, it's been uh, martial arts training. Before that, it was driving fast, which we all know how unhealthy that is. But some would say that martial arts training, jujitsu, kickboxing, and all of that stuff, and actually professionally fighting is not healthy either. But to each his own. It did help me to realize that whatever problems that I'm facing out on the streets really aren't a problem, and that I can actually deal with them and not have to blow off the handle when I'm reacting to something. Uh, Later on in life, well, I'm only 40 now. In I'll be 41 in April of this year, 2021. Uh, some of the things that started to happen, I my caring for other people would get me to blow off the handle a lot quicker than I normally would. So if I had my older son, not my newborn son, my older son football in the vehicle with me, or my girlfriend, which is now my wife, Noelle, in the vehicle with me, I would have instant road rage when dealing with something, and it got it got to the point where uh, my wife, well, at the time she was my girlfriend, or building up into being my wife, she started to question our relationship due to my road rage anger. And this was also another transitional period. I wasn't training as much. I was coming close to my retirement in MMA, so I had no true outlet for my anger issues, or my rage that would build up. And when dealing with people on the road, I would just rage out. It was uh, instant 0 to 100. Gotta go kill this person, or run them off the road. Different things like that. It was very unhealthy. It took me some time to get a hold of that and get back on the track that I am now, where I can think about and process a situation right then and there, and not have to worry about things later on, or have to apologize for something, because I feel as though that I shouldn't have to apologize for anything that I do, because I shouldn't have did it if it was that bad. If I did do something, I'm going to take responsibility for that, and hope that in the future I won't overstep that line and put someone that I love in harm's way because of my anger towards someone that I have no interaction besides that single moment right there, that could completely tear apart my life, what I'm building, what I'm trying to establish for us. So, uh, outside of that, I really don't have any. Oh yes, I do. It actually it almost popped up yesterday. I had to take my newborn son, Essex, to get some blood work done, and uh, um, Tom Velasquez of Lucky Devil Fight Club, he knows what my triggers are, and it's not someone coming at me aggressively. I got over the dealing with people with road rage incidents, but what really ticks me off are being handed off on a phone tree from someone. You explain the problem to them, and then they say, "Oh, okay, hold on. I got somebody that'll take care of this." They'll transfer you. Then you have to explain it again, and then you explain it again. They transfer you. Like, can you please explain it to the next person? They say, "Yeah, oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that." Then they transfer you to another person that has absolutely no idea of what's going on. And yesterday, plus I didn't have my coffee yet. I that was starting to happen, getting transferred and transferred, for a simple question of what building do we go to, who do we see. And finally, someone put me on hold and said, I will take care of it. They said, oh, you need to go to this building, walk right in, sign in. They'll have you in and out in a few minutes. Then at that moment, I was still a little wound up. I parked, took a deep breath, and then we went inside, took care of everything, and everything was great for the rest of the day. That's one thing that I do uh, need to put a cap on, because it's rare that I have to deal with that type of situation, or people in office settings where the communication is extremely horrible. I Outside of that, I'm good. I'm at peace. Working out is my meditation. Taking the time to think to myself, is what keeps me level. Reading the Bible, realizing there are so many people in the Bible just like me that have rage issues and how they got it under control, and realizing that Yah is the one that's in control, that let me experience all of those things so that I could share my story. I can be a better person. I can be a better example to my children or anyone else that I come in contact with. So hopefully, you all, if you do have any anger issues or rage issues, you could definitely use some of my insight to help control yours. If not, we know a few people that you could talk to, like the Angry Viking Therapist. I'll leave a link to his channel below, and uh, help is out there, Yah is out there, to be able to help you. You just have to say, please give me some help, and we'll be there. Shalom.